Hi, my name is Jennifer and welcome back to my channel, the CRPS Network. Today I'm going to be talking about gaining weight when you have chronic pain, more specifically with CRPS, but this could apply to anybody with chronic pain. I'm going to talk about some of the reasons why we may be gaining weight and what we might be able to do to combat it. Okay, so let's talk about some of the reasons why you may be gaining weight with CRPS or chronic pain. The number one most obvious reason is because you have become less active. You maybe don't run around quite as much as you used to or do as many errands. Maybe you don't work outside of the home anymore. Maybe you're a lot more tired. You don't have as much energy, so you're just a lot less active, period. Maybe you're not able to keep up with your old exercise routine or go to the gym anymore. So there's a lot of reasons just being less active can contribute to your weight gain. Okay, the second reason the second reason you may be gaining weight is just because of the medications you may be taking. And this specifically could be with steroids, can cause you to retain fluids, which in turn can cause you to gain weight. Also, a lot of antidepressants can cause you to gain weight, as well as anti-seizure medications, which can typically be also the same type of medications that are prescribed for CRPS. I know for myself, Lyrica, when I first began taking Lyrica, I put on quite a bit of weight, maybe about 30 pounds. And I don't think I had ever gained that much in my life before that. So definitely your medications can be a big contributor to you gaining weight. Okay, the third reason you might be gaining weight is just problems sleeping. And sleep can have a lot to do with your weight gain, maintaining your weight, because when you're in a lot of pain, you don't reach those restorative stages of sleep, like stage 4 of sleep, which is your restorative stage. Okay, when you can't reach stage 4 restorative sleep, then it causes your metabolism to slow down and for your appetite to increase. It can also cause you to not feel quite as full after eating a meal. Another downfall of not getting enough rest would be just less activity. You're not going to feel as active to maybe get out and take a walk when you haven't got any rest. You're more apt to be laying around and very inactive. Okay, the next reason for troubles of maintaining your weight with a chronic pain is just your food choices. Now, when you aren't feeling well, you're in a lot of pain, it can be difficult to get up and cook a meal. With CRPS specifically, just repetitive motions can cause a lot of pain. So, for example, sometimes just chopping because it's a repetitive motion, or stirring. Once again, it's a repetitive motion. These things can all cause escalated pain. So a lot of times with chronic pain, you tend to, instead of cooking yourself a good home cooked meal, you might just snack on some snacks that aren't quite so healthy. You might just grab some fast food or pick quick unhealthy alternatives because they're convenient and easy. Okay, and the last reason is because of stress. We know that stress can increase cortisol levels, and when your cortisol levels increase, that can increase your appetite. So just keeping your stress levels in check can help with your maintaining your weight as well. Okay, next I'd like to discuss how can we maintain our weight when we have chronic pain. It's really difficult to get out and do a lot of exercise and cook good meals. So you might be saying, how can I keep a healthy weight and while I have chronic pain and can't get to the gym and do all those things that I used to? Okay, so I have a list of ideas I'd like to go through. I'm going to concentrate on the exercise portion of it I know that most people can't do a whole lot of exercise, but there might be some low impact things that you might be able to do. For example, walking, just getting out and walking. In fact, it is not good to be bedridden for too long with CRPS. Your joints become very stiff, and this in turn can increase your pain levels. So it is important to do a little bit of movement a day. Now, I'm not saying get out and run a marathon, but just getting out and doing a little bit of walking can really help. And it doesn't have to be a lot. Just start out slow, at a slow pace. If maybe, you can only go a tenth of a mile the first day, that's okay. You can build up over time, but walking is such a low impact exercise that it is one thing that we can do. And this is something that you can do anywhere. You can go to a shopping mall. You can walk around your neighborhood. You can even walk around your house if you want to. But it's one exercise that you can do anywhere you're at. Another low impact exercise that I really recommend is swimming. For people that have CRPS, it's preferable to get into a heated pool. And obviously not everybody has a heated pool at home, so this isn't something that everybody's gonna have access to, but you might find someplace in your community that has a YMCA that you could join so that they might have a heated pool there that you could utilize, or you might check with your local gym. There are some places that I know in my community, they have a community pool, and I believe you can pay $10 a month or something like that, and you become a member and you could come in and swim at any time. But swimming is a really good low impact exercise with people with CRPS if you're not having any impact on those joints while you're exercising. So if you could get into a warm, heated pool, if you get into a cold pool, sometimes that can trigger off pain with CRPS or even people with other types of chronic pain. So that's why I really recommend the heated pool. Okay, another low impact exercise would be a stationary bike. And again, not everybody's gonna have access to a stationary bike, but you might have one at a gym, or if you maybe live in a community that has a community gym, they might have one that you might be able to utilize. There are some people that are just buying ones for their home now. You could even they have the Pelotons or the really like smart technological stationary bikes that you could get now. But anyways, this is a very low impact exercise. Okay, another exercise that I would recommend is doing yoga. And if you do, I would really recommend, there's lots of different types of yogas. I would recommend a gentle yoga. I just go onto YouTube and I'll search up gentle yoga. I really recommend with the gentle yoga that you take it even gentler. This is normally designed for maybe seniors or people that are just getting into yoga, that are trying to maybe start out slow or something, but you don't really want to push it. I have even done some gentle yoga classes on YouTube where it was just too much. So while you're doing the yoga poses, if you are starting to feel uncomfortable or feel pain, then I really recommend just sitting out the rest of that exercise, waiting for the next stretch or whatever, cut it short. Also, maybe keep the first ones that you do to just a 5 or 10 minute gentle yoga routine and build up from there. Don't go in and try to do like a 30-minute yoga routine to begin with. But yoga really incorporates the breathing with the movements and stretches, and all of that stretching can really help get keep your weight at a healthy weight. Okay, another exercise too that's utilizing your breathing techniques and stretches and poses is Tai Chi. And this is another one that is recommended for people that have chronic pain, people with CRPS or fibromyalgia. Do Tai Chi, and I hear quite a bit of success stories from people with CRPS that utilize Tai Chi. In fact, I've even seen this as a presentation at a couple of CRPS conventions that I've gone to. One other thing to note is that exercise can really help with mental health as well. And we know that if you can keep your mental health in a good, healthy state, then that is also going to be beneficial to your pain levels. When you get stressed or upset or angry, then that really triggers your pain levels to increase. So just exercising can be beneficial for chronic pain in more ways than one. Okay, the next suggestion I have about maintaining your weight is just getting adequate sleep. And I know this kind of sounds counterintuitive because, you know, you're saying I'm trying to burn calories and lose weight, not sleep and, you know, become vegetable or anything. And what I mean is just getting adequate sleep each night, trying to get, you know, 7 or 8 hours of rest. In getting to that stage for restorative sleep is very important. I talked about that was one of the reasons why you may be gaining weight. It can increase your cortisol levels, and which can then in turn increase your appetite and slow your metabolism. So getting enough rest. If you don't have enough rest, you're not going to feel like getting out and taking a walk or being very active. So I won't go a whole lot into ways that you can get more rest. I do have a video discussing 11 ways or 11 tips for insomnia. I'll leave a link up here above. So if you want to go check that out on how to get better sleep, you can get some ideas from that video. Okay, another way to maintain your weight, and I always say that this is probably one of the bigger key ingredients you have to rely on, is just your diet. Because we always hear in losing weight or maintaining weight, it has to do with diet and exercise. And unfortunately, when you have chronic pain, you're not able to get out there and, you know, use it or lose it. You can't get out there and really push yourself physically. So you're going to have to depend more on the diet side of the equation. So some things that you can do, I discussed earlier some of the problems when you're having chronic pain. It's difficult to cook healthy meals. It's difficult to do a lot of things like chopping and stirring and those type of things. There are some things that you can do to try to improve your situation when it comes to cooking. One recommendation that I have is just batching food, maybe making a whole pan of lasagna and cut it up into a couple nights worth of meals, put it in the freezer. That way on another day when you're not feeling so well or you're in a lot of pain, then all you have to do is take something out of the freezer, get it thawed and warmed up, and you have a nutritious meal without having to do a whole lot of cooking or preparation. Okay, another hack that I have is I do a lot of buying pre-chopped vegetables. If I need onions, I buy the pre-chopped onions, or anytime I can get something that's already pre-chopped for me, it's gonna save me chopping, which again is one of those repetitive motions that give me pain. So just getting things that are a little bit already prepared so that you don't have to do it can be really helpful. Another idea is to rely on meal delivery services. Now they have all types of different meal delivery services across the spectrum, from ones that just send you the ingredients and you put them together, to ones that send you the meals that are already cooked, you just warm them up. So there are all sorts of different types of meal prep delivery services you could have sent to your house. And again, this is a great way for you to be able to get some nutritious meals without having to do a whole lot of preparation. I myself have tried the HelloFresh. It's where they send you pretty much most of the ingredients to prepare a meal, and you can put them together. These are meals that usually only take about 20 minutes, and you get to select them, so you can decide if you want something that is, you know, an easier meal to put together or not. Okay, next is food delivery services such as Uber Eats or Grubhub. Nowadays, you can get almost anything you want delivered to your house. It used to be where if you wanted delivery, you had your choice between pizza or Chinese food. But now you can get pretty much anything. So you can call up your favorite restaurant, something that's maybe a little bit more healthier, and order in some takeout. So that's another option. A couple other tips that I have as far as chronic pain in your diet go. Studies have shown that eating a protein-rich diet, and I'm not saying you have to just eat whole high protein, but trying to incorporate proteins into your diet can be beneficial for people with chronic pain. Proteins contain amino acids, which help fight pain. Also, one other recommendation is just to try to limit carbs and salt. I won't go too much more into diet suggestions, although I do have a video you might want to check out on the most inflammatory and anti-inflammatory foods. I'll leave a link up here. Okay, and then my last suggestion is just reducing your stress levels. Like we discussed earlier, having stress can increase cortisol levels, which then can increase your appetite and decrease your metabolism. So keeping your stress levels in check, you can do this by meditating, again, exercising, going for a walk, or having some movement, doing some yoga, or even doing some breathing exercises. And if you are experiencing a lot of stress, you may consider getting some professional help, speaking with a counselor, a psychologist, psychiatrist. I will also leave a link above for a video that I have on 5 sources to find help if you need to get some mental health help. All right, so that's my video for today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any tips on how to maintain your weight with chronic pain, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. All right, thanks for watching my video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, ring the bell, and I will see you next time.